Zoink Scoob, is it me, or didn't we always solve the old chupacabra mystery already? I think so, Shaggy. Talk about deja vu. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Halloween! Woo! Yes, today is October 31st, 2025. And to celebrate this little Halloween season, I figured why not take a look at another Scooby-Doo movie that I've talked about a year ago called Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. Now, as usual with these type of revisit edition reviews, if you have seen my original review of this movie a while ago, I'm sure you guys already know what to expect from this movie, which I honestly wouldn't blame you. But just in case you guys might need a little bit of a quick recap or a reminder on what Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico is all about, there's a description. Scooby and his amigos go south of the border. Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Inc. gang are in for a creepy encounter with a monstrous monster from Mexico in this macho, spooky, all-new Scooby-Doo movie. The gang heads south of the border for some well-earned rest and relaxation, but there's trouble in the town of Veracruz, where tourists are being frightened away by a terrifying creature who is 10 feet tall, huge, and glowing green eyes. When Scooby-Doo and the gang discover that their friend may have to sell his hotel because of the creature, things get even more mysterious. Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and the gang must then tinker with everything from a giant feather serpent to ghoulish ghosts as they race to solve this Mexican mystery before the creature of Veracruz can strike again. So as usual with these type of revisit edition reviews, I really had a good time rewatching Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico again. Because just like as usual, it does have some decent animation, wonderful voice acting, a great story with a beginning, middle, and end. And I think I said this before in my original review, but I do like how it's paying good respect to Mexican culture, which we don't see that nowadays in most cartoons. I mean, unless you count Disney and Pixar's Coco, for example, but that's a whole different movie from a different studio. And as usual, whenever Scooby and the gang try to have a nice, relaxing vacation, there's always some kind of supernatural monster or ghoul always wreaking havoc at certain cities. It's up to the gang to solve the mystery. Man, it's like the gang can't even catch a break. Well. This is quite an enjoyable and relaxing movie. Somehow the soundtrack for this movie is fantastic. I mean, I'm surprised that there hasn't been like a soundtrack for Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. Or maybe there is and I just didn't even know about it until right now. I guess I really think the music in this movie is spot on perfectly. It has that certain Mexican feel to it. And we even got another rendition of the classic Scooby-Doo Where Are You music score. I mean, I failed to mention in my second look review of Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire and how it uses an Australian rendition of the music score. It is still spot on to a Mexican version of the Scooby-Doo music score in this movie. And I'm surprised that some of the recent Scooby-Doo movies don't use the classic Scooby-Doo Where Are You music score. And I probably won't make a big fuss about it. I really gotta love the design of El Chupacabra. I mean, I probably mentioned this before in my original review, but it doesn't hurt to bring it up again. But just look how terrifying the El Chupacabra looks. He looks just like, he's kind of like a mix between Bigfoot and Grape Ape, another Hanna-Barbera character. And yeah, I know that you guys are probably gonna say it is a bit unusual to compare the El Chupacabra with Bigfoot and Grape Ape, but let that sink in. Just let that sink in. In fact, stare at this image for a little bit longer, and you'll see how creepy it looks. Okay, I think it does enough of that for one few seconds, because I have a feeling you guys are already getting nightmares. I honestly think this movie is also a bit of a big history lesson on Mexican culture. I mean, sure, I probably never visited Mexico before, but I think, and I don't know what it's like now, but I think it would be pretty nice to visit Mexico once in a while, and probably learn a little bit about Mexican history. You know, I'm surprised that most Spanish classes in high school don't often show this movie all the time, because, well, it is pretty handy, and it can really help a lot of students be more familiar with the country itself and its culture. Since I did mention a minute ago that it's kind of like a big history lesson on Mexican culture. And this movie does have some hilarious moments here and there. Like when Shaggy and Scooby are trying to sleep, they keep hearing the El Chupacabra trying to get in. And when Shaggy had to move all the stuff to open the door, he gets scared by Freddy, who thinks that's the El Chupacabra. Talk about a misunderstanding. In fact, the Scooby and Shaggy had to escape through a chimney, because they still think that's the El Chupacabra getting in when it's really Freddy. I mean, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and I guess they had to improvise. I wouldn't blame them. And I still like how there is more than one villain involved in this movie, which I'm probably had to do a spoiler alert. Because, well, let's just say the masterminds behind this whole operation is Charlene and Mr. Smiley. I mean, if you guys have seen this movie before countless times, as well as watching my original review of Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico, you would pretty much know what Charlene and Mr. Smiley's motives are in this movie. And it's kind of funny seeing Mr. Smiley wear a skeleton out costume and does this whole little Wizard of Oz bit. In fact, that was just the second Oz reference in the movie. There was another one earlier when Fred and the girls are walking through the forest and they did the whole lions and tigers and bears, oh my, routine. I forgot what it was. Coyotes, jaguars, and boars. Oh my! I'm telling you, I guess Scooby-Doo has a thing for referencing the Wizard of Oz a lot, or at least doing a spoof on it. And to be fair, Warner Brothers does own the rights to the Wizard of Oz and Scooby-Doo, after all. I mean, heck, both properties were cameos and Space Jam 2: A New Legacy, a movie that I still defend as a great movie. But I'm getting off topic here. Sorry about that. Man, I honestly think Scooby-Doo and the Monsters of Mexico can be a very fun movie for everyone to enjoy. And just like with Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire being right at home for everyone in Australia, this movie can be perfect for everyone who lives in Mexico, or at least someone who originated from Mexico and now living in the United States. This feels right at home, although this could make most Mexicans feel a little bit homesick, which I wouldn't blame them. And again, something about the El Chupacabra's design just looks very creepy. And again, I'll give you guys a few seconds to stare at it and realize how creepy it looks. Okay, I guess that's enough of that. Again, I don't know why I just like doing that. So anyways, Scooby-Doo and the Monsters of Mexico is still great. And sure, maybe it's probably not everyone's favorite Scooby-Doo movie, which I probably respect that. But you can still have a good time with this movie no matter what. Rather you own a VHS or DVD copy of this movie. And I'm still glad I gave it its second look review, since it pretty much deserves a second look review. Boy, that sure is a lot of food Scooby has in his hand. So anyways, I'll give this movie 5 Mexican flags out of 5. Since that's how wonderful and amazing this movie is. So if you guys have any favorite memories from Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico, just feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for checking out this little review of Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. And happy Halloween! I gotta take it easy there. It sure was a good idea to watch this movie during the Halloween season, if you know what I mean.